Going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rasheed White. Now, I said this is another video on Dreamerspro. Now, I said I was going to kind of leave this guy alone. I don't know what I'm going to say over here. He kind of got mad at me for calling him stupid, but he kind of takes another shot at me over here, man. In this video, so it's about Ben Simmons and basically his relationship with Klutch Sports there, and he just totally lies about the whole situation and basically making bad assumptions. And you know what happens when you make assumptions, you know? I'm not going to finish the rest of the statement there, man, but I'm going to try to be nice over here. Let's get into what what's his name, Charles Carlton from Charles, man, damn, I keep doing it again. See, just can't help myself sometimes, man. Charleston, because he does look like I said, he does look like Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. So you know, which is not like I said, it's not a bad thing, man. Hey, you look like a celebrity, man. Let's get into what he actually has to say about Ben Simmons and Klutch Sports here.
Let's get into this report that we're going to be reading here from Bleach Report. It says, NBA rumors, Nets, Ben Simmons, Klutch Sports mutually agree to part ways. Brooklyn Nets point guard Ben Simmons and his representation, Klutch Sports, have mutually agreed to part ways, according to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. Simmons has been represented by Klutch Sports since being selected as the #1 overall pick by the Philadelphia 76ers back in the 2016 NBA draft. The agency negotiated a 5-year, $177 million contract extension in 2019. Simmons is expected to hire Bernie Lee as his new agent, according to The Athletic. The veteran agent has a long history of guiding clients through difficult spots. Klutch Sports represented Ben Simmons from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. During his 5.5 season with the Sixers, Simmons was a three-time All-NBA, three-time All-Star, and averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 7.6 assists, and 1.7 steals in 194 games from 2018 to 2019 and 2020 to 2021. The future looked bright for Simmons after he earned 3 straight All-Star selections, but things took a turn for the worse after the 2021 playoffs when the Sixers fell to the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Simmons was ripped for his performance in that series against the Hawks. He averaged 9.9 points, 6.3 rebounds, 8.6 assists, and 1.3 steals in 7 games while shooting 60% from the floor. The 26-year-old shouldered much of the blame for Philly's postseason exit, telling reporters after the elimination, "I didn't do enough for my teammates. There's a lot of things I need to work on." Simmons eventually requested a trade from the Sixers and didn't play at all for the franchise during the 2021-2022 season, telling team officials he wasn't mentally ready to play. Simmons was traded to the Nets until February 2022 in a deal that sent James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers. During his introductory press conference in Brooklyn, he told reporters, "It was a personal thing with me that resulted in him not wanting to play for the 76ers. It was piled up," he added, "a bunch of things that was going on over there. I wasn't myself, being happy, taking care of my well-being. It wasn't about basketball. It wasn't about money." Simmons then didn't suit up in a single matchup for the Brooklyn Nets last season while recovering from a back injury. It is unclear why Simmons and Klutch opted to part ways. And there's some jokers out there that will still be sitting up there twerking it up for Ben Simmons, telling you, oh, how much of a great player he is. Really, if it's a great player, then why is he putting up those type of numbers? Then they'll tell you, oh, no, you don't understand basketball. I was teaching basketball at Harvard University, and I can explain everything to you. Well, apparently, his own agency wants no part of him because they said this guy is not serious. And some people say, but how do you know Ben Simmons is not serious? You can look at his production. That is a perfect way to tell whether or not somebody's serious or not. Ben Simmons is not serious.
Injuries play a part of everything, man. If you're hurt, you know, again, they're not going to tell you the type of injuries for the most part, especially if it's like a lingering injury, you know, because then the other team can actually use that against you. Now, in the Atlanta series, he had to guard Trae Young, which is not easy. Remember, Trae Young is like 5'11", 5'11" damn near. I'm taller than Trae Young. And Ben Simmons is 6'11", 6'10", 6'11". Let's round it off damn near 7 feet. You think it's easy to have to chase that guy around through screens? They sent a lot of picks for him, a lot of screens for him. You know, again, we don't know what kind of injuries he was actually dealing with. And so he had a bad series. Who cares? Kevin Durant had a bad series. 3 out of the 4 games against Boston last year, he struggled. He didn't look like himself. He was indecisive, turning the ball over. Same thing with Kyrie. He had 3 out of 4 bad games. 139-point game and then disappeared in the last 3 games. I don't hear nobody talking about, oh, they're not serious, and I can't believe it. So what? They have a bad series. They have a bad, even like Kyrie in Game 3 of the Bucks series in the playoffs. He didn't score in the last 8 minutes and 39 seconds. That score of that game was 86-83 Bucks. You telling me that Kyrie Irving, one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history, in terms of his finishing, he can finish with both hands. He can't give me 6 to 8 points in 8 minutes and 39 seconds. So this happens to a lot of players. It's not just Ben Simmons. He just has it out for Ben Simmons for some weird reason. I don't even know what is going on with this man. I don't see him going on Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is always hurt. He hasn't played. I don't think he even played in an All-Star game yet. You know, so at least Ben Simmons made the All-Star team 3 years. So he has one bad year. So what? Or a bad playoff series. So what? He said he had to get better. I saw the interview. And then afterwards, they saying like, okay, Doc Rivers said this and this and this about him. After he admitted that, well, before he admitted that, he's saying he had to actually get better now. You know, he knows that. I mean, come on, man. He's 26 years old, man. He has 4 years of NBA experience. These guys are still learning how to play the game of basketball, man.
Serious. He's not even improving. He is regressing. He's regressing. And to this day, we don't really know what the cause of all of this is. So this is Ben Simmons for you in a nutshell. I told you guys he was wasting everyone's time. But I'm sure the Ben Simmons apologists and the guys that love the baby guys, they're going to be in the comment section telling me why I'm wrong. Hey, no, Ben. It's not Ben's fault. They'll blame it on everything. Everything. Except Ben Simmons.
All right, so let's look at the Klutch Sports situation right now. Who knows what's going on over there? He's just making bad assumptions. Now, what about this? What about if Klutch Sports, Rich Paul, wants him to actually go to Los Angeles and play over there? Now, there were reports in Philadelphia that Ben Simmons wanted to go to Los Angeles. And maybe he didn't want to go to LA, and Rich Paul wanted him to go there. So a month ago, Ben Simmons actually sells his home. LA is a hell pit, man. I mean, Los Angeles, I advise anyone not to move there, not to visit there. It's a hell pit right now, man. It really is. I mean, most of California is pretty much. Go ask Steph Curry what they want to do to his neighborhood right now. Go look that up, what they want to actually do to his neighborhood. And how upset he was. They want to move low-income people, you know, right into his neighborhood, put housing projects there. He was upset about that. So California right now is a hell pit. So and then about 2 months ago, Ben Simmons says, hey, I actually like the Brooklyn Nets. I want to stay here. I want to play. You know, and I don't know what Rich Paul was actually putting in his head. And now you can look at Rich Paul when it comes to Nolan's Noel contract, how he screwed him up. And Rich Paul is not the angel over here, man. He has a lot of bad baggage attached to him, attached to his name over there. Go look him up yourself, man. Matter of fact, I'll even link a video that I was looking up on Rich Paul. I was like, wow. So it actually pays to do your research and don't listen to guys like Charleston over here, man. This guy is like a bona fide straight clown, you know? He doesn't go and do the research. I mean, he never played ball before, never hooped before, never played basketball. You know, he doesn't understand what it's like going through injuries and trying to play. There's certain things that your body is not going to allow you to do when it actually comes to basketball. It's just not going to happen, you know? Back injuries, knee injuries. What else? There's other things I got to say. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really understand the game at all, man, you know? And listen, he had an MRI on his knee, on his back, and there was inflammation on the back. So the MRI's lying, you know? Now they lying, it's a fake MRI now? Man, this dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. people on your channel, bro, is actually calling you out, man, saying that you're actually trying to be like Fox Sports at ESPN, man. You know, you're supposed to be different from those guys. We want to hear original thought. I don't want to hear you parroting what Stephen A. Smith says, you know, what Michael Wilbon says, what Colin Cowherd says, what Nick Wright says. And that's all you're doing. You're basically parroting them, and you're a mirror image of those guys, of those networks. All right, so I'll wrap this video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you actually think about the whole Klutch situation with Ben Simmons. They said it was a mutual, and listen, if he was so bad, why did the new agent actually take him on if he's so horrible? All right, so like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video, and when you share it, the universe certainly shares back with you.